Good afternoon. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the notification bell. And today, we have ourselves yet another quality check with the Model 3. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So all right, we have ourselves another quality check with the Model 3. And guess what? This happens to be the Performance Model 3. And let's take a look. Let's start off by looking at the left side. And what we're looking for is any paint discoloration, any scuffs, any marks, anything that's out of place. Now, let's continue on with the quality check. Making sure the fender matches the bumper and the bumper matches the hood. Okay, from there you go. So far so good, nothing that's out of place. And these are Model 3s that are coming out of the Fremont factory. I haven't yet seen an Austin built vehicle. You can tell by the last digit, I think it's the 7th digit. There is either an F for Fremont and an A for Austin, Texas. So let's take a look at the driver's side door. And I would prefer if this gap over here was a little bit thinner, because you can know how it goes from big to thin, and it should be consistent. But that's a very minor issue. There's a look at the interior. This happens to have the black interior, which is a very safe combination. Now let's check at this door handle, and it is flush. Now let's check over here to see if the door is flush, and it is flush. Now let's check this handle to see if it's flush, and it is flush. So I would say that this gap, I would prefer if it was a little bit thinner. It's pretty big. Also, I would say that there's a little paint defect on this side over here, but it's very minor. And yeah. Another thing, there's issues with the Tesla spoiler. You want to make sure that it's attached on properly. Look at the edges at the end and make sure that it sits and that there's no space in between. There's been issues and people on the forum saying that their spoilers are sometimes not even attached on. And even the people that have had the performance vehicles, they're saying that sometimes it falls off. Tesla needs to use a stronger adhesive to attach on the spoiler. If you have any issues with the spoiler, most likely what they're going to do is they're going to replace it completely. They don't fix it, they just replace it. Now, move along to the rear. So this light sits out a little bit, so it's definitely an issue. Now let's take a look, and that's that dual motor badge with the line underneath letting you know it's the Performance. Now let's check the edge of this spoiler, and so far so good. This is attached on. With the Model 3, there has been a paint defect with a lot of the Model 3s that are coming out now, and I've noticed that Tesla has gotten word of it, because I started to see that they've started to touch it up. So if you look over here, there's a paint defect right there, but it's touched up so you can barely see it. But if you look closely, it's there. And this door is flush, and this handle sits in. Take a look at the wheels. So Unfortunately, with the gap that it has on the left side, I'm going to have to fail this Performance Model 3. Now let's move along to another Model 3. So, all right, we have this blue Model 3 with the aero wheels. And those are the wheels underneath your aero hubcaps. If you take them off, that is what you get. Now let's take a look at the left side. Let's take a look at the hood. And let's take a look at the bumper. And then on to the right side. Now let's take a look at these wheels. And let's take a look at this door here. And it is good. Taking a look at the interior. Taking a look at the door handle. And it is flush. Beautiful. And that's what we want to see. Onto the rear door. And it is flush. So this gap right over here, I do like. It's nice and thin. And that's what we want to see. If it's nice and thin, it's a win. Now let's take a look at the left side. And let's take a look at the rear onto the right side. So this light is very minor, but it does stick in a little bit. Now let's see if we can find the paint defect on this blue Model Y. So it is right there. But it looks like they've tried to touch it up, but it's still there. So this is something that they need to fix, have a proper fix. And if you've taken a delivery of a Model 3, I want you to go to the rear on the passenger side and check that trunk piece to see if you have that little paint defect or mark right there. So I will be passing this Model 3. Now let's move on to our final Model 3 for the evening. All right, so this is our final Model 3. It's the white with the white interior. Remember, if you're getting the white interior, make sure to buy some baby wipes because it's gonna come in handy. The white interior will expose dirt, so the best thing that I would suggest is if you buy yourself some baby wipes and always keep them handy, because with baby wipes you can easily clean off any mess. And I've had my Model 3 for about 2 years, and I use baby wipes and it cleans any stain off of the vehicle. Taking a look, this has the aero wheels. And I've also noticed that some Teslas are coming with Hancock tires. And so I think Tesla has outsourced many tire suppliers. They've normally gone with Michelin for their Model 3s, and I think Pirelli for the Performance, but now it seems like they have another brand over here. And this is something that I've seen recently. So taking a look at the left side, taking a look at the front of the vehicle, now onto the right side. Taking a look over here, and I would like this gap to be a little bit thinner, but it is fine for the driver's side door. Now let's take a look at the interior. The white looks beautiful. Now let's take a look at this door handle, and it is flush. And it is flush. So let's check this over here to see if it's flush, and it is flush. So with the gap over here, it's not that bad. Would prefer if it's a little bit tighter, but it's not that bad. Now, taking a look over here, charge board's nice, and that's what we want to see. Now let's take a look at the rear, and it is flush. Now let's take a look over here, the right side, to see if it's flush, and it is flush. So let's see if this Model 3 has that paint defect, okay? And it does, but it looks like they touched it up. So I guess the fix for Tesla right now is to touch up that little paint defect that it has. So remember to keep on complaining and bringing it up, so somebody at Tesla can give the word over at the factory so they can fix this issue. I strongly suggest complain so the next consumer can gain. We must hold Tesla to a higher standard, because the price of these vehicles continue to go up while qualities and options continue to go down. They've done a few things by like removing speakers, removing lumbar support, and now they've decided that the vehicle no longer comes with a mobile charger, and that's ridiculous. Like, you have to purchase a mobile charger on your own, so it's just an added headache, and I think Tesla should reverse this decision. So this door handle sits in a little bit, but this is flush. So definitely a well-built Model 3. So I will be giving this final Model 3 a pass. So we've gotten a chance to take a look at a few Tesla Model 3s today, and have they improved the build quality of the Model 3? I would say slightly. Is there still problems with the Model 3? I definitely would say yes. Am I going to continue to do quality checks? I will. My goal is to help Tesla become a better company by pointing out what they need to fix. I'm personally invested in Tesla, so I have my hard-earned money in this company, and I want to make sure that this company continues to get better. And in order to get better, you got to know what's wrong so you can fix it. So, all right, that's all I got to say. So thank you and have a nice day.
Hey, would you like to win a Tesla Model 3? All you have to do is like, share, comment, and subscribe. And one lucky subscriber will win a Tesla Model 3.